Yo, what's up everybody? It's Mikhail Casanova. We're back at you with another video, and basically what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the Xbox Showcase 2024. Now, I wasn't there physically. I did not even catch this live because when this dropped, my ass was in bed because I'm in Hawaii, and Hawaii we're the ass in the tail the time zone. So this, you know, when I woke up like 10 o'clock or something, and this thing had started like I want to say either 8 or 7 o'clock in the morning my time, and on the Sunday I'm not gonna be up that early for it. But no, this thing was crazy. You know, when I did get to sit here, I did a couple reactions to stuff so I can post over on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts and Instagram and such. So if you guys haven't already, if you don't, make sure you follow me on TikTok, tiktok.com/Mikhail at Mikhail Casanova, Instagram Mikhail Casanova, and follow me on Twitter as well as on YouTube. But I got to watch this, and that was just, I can't think of the last time within at least the last decade of Xbox where they've had a showcase this damn good. Like, where it's literally, and I'm gonna quote Sheamus from WWE, it was literally banger after banger after banger. Like, there are so many games that just blew me away that I honestly didn't think that Xbox was, and not that I'm not one of those people, because we all know who they are. They're people who basically want Xbox to fail. Anytime they can throw a slant at Xbox, they can be like, oh, I mean, how many times have we heard that stupid saying, Xbox got no games? Well, the Xbox right now is like, bitch, I got games. What you want to play, right? Get yourself an Xbox. Get Game Pass. We got multiple Xboxes for you. We got Game Pass. Play it on Xbox or play it on PC. That played out line just don't work anymore because Xbox got games. Granted, they're going to be coming out majority in 2025, but y'all, 2024 is halfway over, so what does it matter? But anyways, Xbox came with some, they came with some bangers. So we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm not sure how many of you guys are fans of Call of Duty or hype for it. I like Call of Duty. I love the campaigns. Then I like playing multiplayer, even though I suck at it. And yeah, I'd be getting all these professional controllers and headsets and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean I'm in any way, shape, or form great at Call of Duty. But yeah, the trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 I thought looked great, looked like a good action ass movie. And look, I gotta say something that I think a lot of people may not even realize, like the gravity of how astronomically huge this is. And it's the fact that this game is going to be on Game Pass. This is the first Call of Duty that will be coming to Game Pass. That is fucking huge for that to be happening, right? And that is a blow. So, and not only that, that's a blow to PlayStation, and because a lot of people are gonna typically at this point with this generation, Call of Duty is primarily played on PC and on a PlayStation. But the fact, if you got Game Pass, you got the whole game right then and there. That right there is going to sell a lot of Xboxes, and if not selling a lot of Xboxes, it's going to sell a lot of Game Pass because it's going to be on Game Pass, right? So that means you're going to be able to play the Game Pass piece, because you got Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Game Pass on Xbox, Game Pass, and PC. So if people don't get it in Xbox to play this and get Game Pass, they're going to get Game Pass for PC and play it over there. So Microsoft it's literally about to roll in money for that. That is fucking huge. You're going to see a massive spike in players for Call of Duty on Xbox and on Game Pass PC. That is absolutely crazy that Microsoft did that. Like, I mean, and I can't be mad at them. And of course, you're going to have people that are going to be contrarian, because I've seen a couple stupid videos so far where people were like, "Well, it was great," but because they need to clickbait. Because if it's not a negative slant that they can throw, it's just they're not gonna they're not going to get their viewership, so they got to have some type of slant negative angle, and people are going to find a way to do that. But I'm just looking at this and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It's fucking crazy that they were able to get that. Actually, I mean, not even able to do it because they own Activision Blizzard, but the fact that that is now going to Game Pass, that's a console seller. And speaking of consoles, they have brand new Xboxes to buy. See if I can throw it on screen here. But as y'all can see, at least if you're looking on YouTube, brand new Xboxes. We got 3 brand new Xboxes announced. You got a special edition, which has like the Starry Sky, which I think is kind of like a Starfield callback. And it's got 2 terabytes of storage. I like it. I currently have the Halo special edition Xbox Series X, and I've got my original launch one as well. But I'm looking at that one. I'm like, 2 terabytes of storage with all the games that they got going. I might have to pony up and get it. Like, I'm not partnered with the Xbox or anything, so I can't say like I'm gonna get a review unit because I'm probably not. That's fine. I don't mind spending money to get it. But the fact that you got that, I'm like 2 terabytes of storage baked in, baby. Let's go. I'm for it. I want that. And then they finally, because we saw the leak for it for the all digital Xbox Series X. That one, so it's all white. And the only difference is it doesn't have a disk drive, right? You just play everything digitally, and you're gonna have people that are gonna be like, "Oh, why would you get this? Is bad, all digital, blah 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 blah." Look, as a content creator, who I'll be honest, I can't even tell you the last time I put a physical disc in my Xbox, or even use a physical disc on a console. Period. But if we're gonna go by Xbox standards, I have not put a physical game in my Xbox since either 2015 or 2016. And that's a decade almost ago. If we go by 2016, that was 9 years ago. 2015, that was 10 years ago. I haven't put a physical disc in my Xbox in a decade. So for me, and I think the last one I played was either For Honor physically, or I think my bro Cameron and we were playing, I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it was Division 1, maybe Destiny 2. That was the last time I had a physical copy of a game on my Xbox. So I don't have a problem with the all digital. I know game preservation and all that, licensing, I get that, and I'm not trying to discount that type of an argument. But for me personally, this is I think this is great. You know, for those who need it as a content creator who just gets review codes for stuff and also actively uses Game Pass, this works out for me. Although I would want it for the sheer novelty of it, more than anything else, that as opposed to just having it for the sake of actually using it. Because I think if anything, I'm probably gonna go with the special edition more so just because I want that 2 terabytes of storage. But I might just get the all digital S just for the sake of it, and that can just be my review unit. Like, not my review unit, but my game review Xbox, where all my games just go to that one, right? And just move my current Halo one maybe to the living room or to the TV I have over here. I don't know. But then they got the Series S white that has 1 terabyte of storage, because we had the black one, now we got the white one. As you guys know, I partnered up with X Screen before. They made the portable screens for the Xbox Series S, and I loved it. Did a review on it. So if you guys are curious about that or you want to pick one up, I'll leave it in the description down below on YouTube. But 1 terabyte storage is more than enough, because the 512 gigs is just not enough when you factor in system updates and the size of a lot of games. 512 gigs is not enough. So 1 terabyte of storage as a base model, and I hope this phases out the 512 gig model, and we just have Series S. You got black or white, pick your color. 1 terabyte is the starting point, and then the Series X, I think the standard should be one. I think we should. the special edition, keep that for the 1 to 2 terabyte model, but I think we should just have 2 Series X's, the all digital and the regular. So, and we knew about that happening from the leaks that happened. So there's nothing really new about that. But yeah, I think this is great. So you got options of how you want to play. And again, if you want to play on PC, Xbox Game Pass PC, it's one of the greatest values out there. So I'm not even mad about that. You know, Xbox is like, you gonna get an Xbox or you gonna get you getting Game Pass either way. You either gonna get an Xbox or you gonna get get the Game Pass and just play it on PC, play stuff on PC. And the majority of almost everything we saw today was gonna be available in Game Pass PC. But yeah, so that 1 terabyte Xbox Series S, I want to get that because, and I know people like, oh, you just play your stuff on, play your Xbox games on Steam Deck or remote play or all this other stuff. No, like I want to make use of my X screen, and when I travel to different places for like different events and such like that, I want to be able to just pop this in and just play on there. Pop it up, boom, there we go, get some games. Especially fighting games, because mostly Street Fighter, KOF, and platformers, some shooters, and just play it that way. Take advantage of that X screen. So I'm excited for this. I think this is great, regardless of how people feel about it. I'm just wanting to say this. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. If it is what it is what it is. You can't be mad about that. Going on from there, though, outside of the new Xboxes that got announced, let's go back to talking about some games. So we talked about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 being Xbox Game Pass. We talked about the new Xbox consoles coming out. So another game that we got a trailer for, Doom, the Dark Age. And I'm over here like looking at that game and I'm like, man, this is crazy. And it looks like they brought back Mick Gordon, who did the soundtrack for Doom 2016, and Doom, I think he did Doom 2020 as well. And so I'm looking at that and I'm like, man, this is crazy. It sounded really good. The gameplay looks crazy. It looks like they took what we loved. What was it? Doom 2020 was Doom Eternal. So it looks like what they did was they took the craziness of the gameplay from Doom Eternal, and they added in, now you got the shield, you got, your flail. So it kind of, in a way, I'm looking at this like, yo, this is kind of like Doom meets Castlevania, right? Because you're going around, you hitting people with the flail. You can just call it the vampire killer. Like, I'm kind of excited about that, man. And that one weapon I thought was super gnarly, where like he's like, the ammo is skulls, and the skulls are getting grinded up and just shooting out skull pieces as like bullets. That was freaking cool, man. Like I looked at that and I was like, yo, that's day one shit right there. I'm there. I'm for it. I love it. So I can't wait for that. That game looks great, and I think that's going to be 2025. So I'm looking forward to that. So we got a great shooter in that. We got this other game that really took me by surprise. So it was Expedition 33. That's from, I believe, Kepler Interactive. I looked at that game and I'm like, yo, this looks crazy. First, I wasn't sure what it was because it looks like, it's post-apocalyptic, dark, high fantasy. And then we started seeing some of the gameplay. And at first, I was like, okay, so it's going to be another, third-person, behind, over-the-shoulder, action-adventure type of game. No. They subverted your expectations with that and basically gave us it's an RPG in the vein of like the camera angles and cut-ins, and like with the way the menu interface is kind of like a dark fantasy version of what we're gonna get in the the ReFantazio game, and the from Atlas and from Persona. Like, it's like a Western Persona that's not with some fucking teenagers at all. It's got grown folks, and it's a bleak dystopian high fantasy or high dark fantasy world. And I'm like, that caught my attention. I'm like, yo, that is day one for me. I am all for that game. Let me get that, right? So I thought that was crazy. And um just the storytelling, the voice acting, everything on that just looked absolutely great. And I'm like, I cannot wait for that to drop. That's a day one for me. Um then we saw Dragon Age the Veilguard. And I was like thrown off by that because I knew, like, it's not like we didn't know that there was a new Dragon Age coming out. It's more so for me, it's just been so long since the last. So the last Dragon Age I believe came out, it was either 2014. um I'm trying to think when Inquisition came out. It was either 2014 for Inquisition or it was 2015. So it's either way, it's been over a decade since we got the last Dragon Age game, which is crazy when you think about when Dragon Age Origins came out, 2009, and then we had I think it was 2011 is when we got Dragon Age 2, which went the action adventure route, and then Inquisition came out in 20 either I think it was either 2014 or 2015. But you know, the window of releases wasn't that far, and those when BioWare was just on top of the world. Nothing. You know, we haven't had anything Dragon Age oriented for over a decade. Now we got it. It looked good. I mean, it was a CGI cinematic trailer, so we didn't get any gameplay or anything like that. But you know, I'm a BioWare fan. I love what they've done with the Dragon Age series, even and I include Dragon Age 2. I know a lot of people didn't like that. That was kind of the black sheep of the series, but I thought it was a great game all overall. And you know, I'm looking forward to this. So I will be there day one when this game drops. As someone who's in EA creator program, I know I'm gonna get access to it. So I'll be when I get access to it and I get to do my review, I'll be letting you guys know what I think of it. So I was excited for that. Um, so we got the Indiana Jones game, Indiana Jones, and I think it's called the Great Circle, and I was really taken aback by that because I know we knew they were working on Indiana Jones game, but we hadn't seen any like gameplay or trailer or anything like that. And when they showed the game, it was showing like a cinematic, I think it was cinematic in-game trailer. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this looks pretty gnarly. I Yes, I'd say gnarly and not a lot. I know a lot of young kids don't say that now, but hey, I'm a product of the 80s and 90s, so it is what it is. But yeah, it looked pretty gnarly. Like I liked the way it looked. I thought the character models were really great. They weren't the most detailed, but I think that they were accurate for what they were trying to go for an Indiana Jones game. And then they showed the gameplay, and it's a first person Indiana Jones game, which I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting them to do something more like, if you guys remember the Indiana Jones game on the Nintendo 64 back in the day, and I think it's Infernal Machine, and then the one that came out on the original Xbox. So Indiana Jones and Xbox are not um, they're not unfamiliar with one another. So the game looks good, first person. It looks like it might be semi-open world. You get to use the whip. Um, and it looks like you're playing an Indiana Jones movie, and for me, that's all I can ask for, and I'm excited for it. So that's definitely going to be a day one game for me. Possibility of that going to PlayStation, maybe. I don't care. I mean, so long as people play good games, that's all I care about. I don't care about all the other nonsense. So, other thing we saw was the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater trailer, and all that was in game, and it looked glorious. I love the way that game looked, and I'm over here like, man, this is so good. The voice acting sounds good. I'm not sure. I believe they just pull the voice acting audio from Snake Eater, but they may have done some. They may have re-recorded. I don't know. Um, we could be. I don't know. Some people are like, why would they remake Snake Eater? Well, they remade Metal Gear Solid 1 for the GameCube completely from the ground up, brand new audio and everything, and that was called the Twin Stakes. I still have that game, and a friend of the show, David Hayter, he footed the voice recording out of his own pocket, and it just feels so good hearing David back as Snake after the last one he did was what 2010's um, I can't think of the one that was on the PSP. Uh, if you can think of it, please put the name put the name of it in the chat. I can't think of the name of it. It'll come to me later. But that when I was watching that trailer, the first thing I kept thinking was like, yeah, I gotta text David and see if I can get him back on the show again. Which I know he would do it in a heartbeat. He's a great guy, great friend, and yeah. If you guys haven't seen the podcast I did with David Hayter, it's available on my YouTube channel. I'll probably link it down below in the description. If you're on my TikTok or if you're looking at this on TikTok, you can see it's one of the pinned ones I did with him back in 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. Um, I'm looking forward to this game. That's day one for me. I believe that's coming out next year. So I mean, which is fine. I don't think it needs to overlap. And for the people who still want to be like, oh well, Konami don't make games, or they want to hate on Konami, the fact that Konami is remaking two of their most cherished games, and technically, if you want to be, you really want to be technical with it, this is the third because Contra Operation Galuga is a full remake of the first game, and that game is great. And then we got Silent Hill 2 remake. And now we're about to get Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, now known as Metal Gear Solid Delta. And it's just great seeing CQC. That game has some of the best CQC or close quarters combat ever. And I'm excited for it. Absolutely glorious. And then we got, moving on from that, we got Fable. So I was hyped. That Fable trailer looked great. And I know there's going to be people who are going to be the contrarians. Like I said, people who always want to find something negative, who always want to push the, oh, this is woke, this is that, just because that's what gets some clicks. And current political climate, plus the fact that election season is right around the corner. So I'm already know people are going to go, oh, woke. They're female characters and they're of color, and we're gonna be mad because it's woke. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. The game's great. It's Fable. We got a new Fable. We haven't had a new Fable since what, 2010, 2011. So again, another series that's been kind of dormant for over a decade. Um, yeah, that's crazy, man. Actually, 15 years. Yeah, 15 years since we had the last Fable game. So I'm excited. It looked great. Voice acting, cinematics, in-game stuff, the action, it all looked great. So I'm like, I'm hyped for it. Another game that we got to see was Perfect Dark. I played the original Perfect Dark back in 2000 on the original Nintendo 64. Then I played Perfect Dark Zero when I got my 360 back in 2005. And Perfect Dark Zero, it was okay. It just, there were just so many better games out at that point, right? So that series has been dormant since 2005. So 20 years we've not gotten a new Perfect Dark game. And then I remember seeing a lot of clickbait from a lot of people, a lot of prominent YouTubers and smaller YouTubers that just want to make a name for themselves because they got to do something for attention. And I saw a lot of them saying that Perfect Dark is in trouble. Now, after seeing this damn trailer, Perfect Dark is not in trouble. That game looked glorious. It looked like they merged the original Perfect Dark's atmosphere, cadence, and story with the Dishonored franchise and Mirror's Edge type gameplay. And it looks open world too. And I'm just like, because I think Crystal Dynamics is working on this. And I was just really taken aback. I'm like, this game is freaking epic. Epic. I was just blown away by it because it's one of those things where you kind of wonder, when the series has been dead for so long, what are the odds of it actually coming back and being good? And after seeing that trailer, seeing the parkour, seeing the weapons, stuff you could do, the in-game engine, it just looks great. I cannot wait. That's day one for me. We also got this game called Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Now I looked at it and I was like looking at the gameplay, looking at the character model, and it looked really good. I was like, oh, okay, we got more wet, Eastern type of games out there. So I looked at it, and then when I started seeing the gameplay, I was like, oh, it's kind of a Souls like. First thought I had was, oh, this kind of makes me think of like, Dark Souls, Demon Souls type. But then the better analysis of that would be it's closer to Stellar Blade. And a lot of it looked like it was like, okay, it's the Xbox kind of a Stellar Blade type game, although this may be a multi-platform title. But I looked at it, I was like, yo, this looks great. I'm there. Day one. you know, I'm there for it day one. And then I looked at we saw Assassin's Creed Shadows. So we finally got to see gameplay of it. And I know people are like, oh, this game is dead on arrival and DEI, which I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck DEI is. I don't, there are people who obsess over this type of stuff and just stay in the thick of it, of trying to find everything to be, they need to know every little detail and be conscientious. And I'm over here like, man, I got a toddler, I got a family. I'm over here. I ain't got time for none of this other nonsense. I just want to play a game. I want to have fun. That's it, homie. I ain't trying to do all this other stuff. But no, I mean it was the game looks great, the gameplay looks good. It reminded me not only of stuff you would see in like previous Assassin's Creed titles, but also looks like it incorporates some stuff that we saw in Rise of the Ronin, some of the stuff that we saw in Ghost of Tsushima, some of the other stuff that I saw in it that I thought was great was you guys know me, I'm a fan of Tenchu. It was a callback, there's a lot of callbacks to Tenchu. And it just makes me wish that we can finally get a new Tenchu game, but it looked great. Yasuke looks cool. Looks like he's the heavy when it comes to the samurai. He's got his katana. He had the big club. The other girl, she had the Kurisigama, chain and sickle. She was like able to do like Tenchu, throw the thing and get on top of the roof. And I'm just like, man, I'm all for it. This looks dope. So I'm gonna be there day one. I don't give a fuck if you want to say, oh, woke and you're angry, historical accuracy, all this other bullshit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all think, man. As long as I have fun, that's all. I mean, that's all I care about. I want to have fun playing the game. I want to have a good time. That's all I care about. And I want to end this because there's a lot of other games too. Like there's what's the other game I saw that looked great? I mean, we had Mech Break. That game looks great. I love mechs and just felt like, hey, make your gunpla and then go out and start, creating chaos. I thought that was crazy. That game looked great. Life is Strange. I've never really gotten into the Life is Strange series, but if that's your jam, hey, you got a new game. That's dope. Maybe I should try out the series. I don't know. Elder Scrolls 10-year anniversary. That was pretty cool. I don't play Elder Scrolls Online. I've tried it a couple times, but I think if I had a dedicated group of people to play it with, I probably would play it more. But that was cool. Flight Simulator 2024, cool mixtape, Winter Burrow. I will say Frag Punk looked good. It's another hero shooter, and I know people are probably tired of that, but the aesthetics of that game I thought looked great. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. I love Diablo, big Diablo fan. Still playing through Diablo 4 as it is. I had to take a break, so I never got to beat it, but I'm playing through it, because it's kind of hard to play through a lot of these games when you got top. But that looked great. Age of Mythology Retold. Hey, for those who like that. Oh, another game I thought was really cool was Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. That game looked really freaking good. It's Souls-like, and I thought the visual aesthetics of that plus the gameplay and traversal looked really cool. So that was cool. World of Warcraft: The War Within. I don't play WoW, but for those of y'all who do, that looks cool. South of Midnight looked really good. Looks like you're down in Louisiana, because I heard that Louisiana drawl, that patois drawl. And I was like, man, that looks pretty dope. Fallout 76, I don't play it, but hey, cool. Starfield, Shattered Space. I enjoyed Starfield. I didn't get to invest as much time into it as I wanted to. I know a lot of people have varying opinions on it, but Starfield's getting DLC. That looks dope. And other than that, I'm trying to think because I'm going through a thing. What else did I see that I missed? A Avowed story trailer looked pretty cool. Atom Fall was that game looked like kind of like an alternative to Fallout and Stalker 2. The Stalker series is great. If you guys want to get in the Stalker series, go check out a friend of the show, uh, Avalanche Reviews. He's done a whole series on that and great games. I don't remember if I actually talked about the last thing we saw, which was Gears of War E-Day. And that was all in engine, so that game looks great. So I think that's going to be dropping next year, 2025. And it's been a while since we had a Gears game. I think the last major Gears title was 2019, Gears of War 5 or Gears 5. It wasn't even called Gears of War; it's called Gears 5. And then we got Gears Tactics in 2019, 2020. So it's been about 4 to 5 years since we got a Gears title. 5 years technically since we got a new Gears title. So and I still got my Lancer. I gotta go pull my Lancer out of storage. I got sent that by PDP. Shout out to them. They definitely support my content in the channel. So that looked good. So it was Gears of War E-Day. That game is going to be covering Gears before Gears 1, like when E-Day happened. We always heard about E-Day. I know some of the comics and novels may have touched on it, but we never really got to experience it in the game. So I don't know what the gameplay is going to look like. We're probably going to get more stuff as the months go down. But I'm thinking this might be one of those situations where, like, we're looking at potentially an open world style Gears or semi open world, and I would be all for it because I think it would be great, especially if we can do co-op, 2-player co-op online would be great. I mean, it's a staple of Gears, but 4-player online co-op would be even better, you know. But yeah, that was the Xbox game or the Xbox showcase. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I think Xbox knocked it out of the park. I can't complain about it. I know like I said, I've seen all the contrarian stuff out there. People like, oh, it's great, but oh, it's cool, but oh, da blah. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. You don't have to make an issue out of it. And I feel like narrative already is against Xbox as it is, and people take this stuff like they're sitting in on these boardrooms and just like, no, you're not. All in all, though, great showcase. I'm hyped for stuff that's coming out. I definitely think people should pick up some of this stuff, get an Xbox. Hey, look, you got options now. You got new Xboxes, and if not, get Game Pass PC. There you go. But stellar, top to bottom. If you got to go there, I know a friend of the show, Season Gaming, Ines and them were there. They got to experience it. Great top to bottom show. Great show. I just would say, if you hated Summer Game Fest the way I did, or you thought it was a shit show, it was lackluster, this is one for you. So yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts. I think this was if I gotta put a rating on it, if I'm gonna give a general rating, 9 out of 10. If I'm gonna give this as a comparison to everything that Xbox has done over years, this is a 10 out of 10 from Xbox. This is a return to form for Xbox. Now, you can complain that most of these games are going to be 2025 or don't have a release date or only had trailers. But if you expect 2024 to be a banger year the way 2023 was, No, 2024 is the recovery build back up to so we can have another 2023 type of year. So, yeah, solid showcase all around. But all that being said, why don't you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below, regardless of whether you're watching this on YouTube or on TikTok, or if you're listening to this on Spotify or any of your favorite podcasting outlets. Great show. Can't wait. Just can't wait to play it. Okay, I just got great games. Can't wait to play them. So all that being said, catch you guys on the next one. If you're watching on YouTube, sub to the channel. If you're watching, and also like the video, comment. If you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, make sure you follow, hit the like, share it, engage in some conversation, and let's go from there. Other than that, catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have a aloha, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and we hope.